studio. It's our buddy Jimmy, who has not been here. Well, hell, you weren't here for our last show in 2019.
No, I
or
wasn't
2020.
Here. I'm here actually. I'm under protest. I'm here because you forced me to be here to work out my contracted dates. Even though you don't pay me.
I'm gonna pay myself. We talk about we don't pay you.
Well, it's your business, so you can't pay yourself until you pay all the people that work for you.
That's very true.
That's why Jeff isn't here.
That's right. Or Marco.
Keep saying the check's in the mail. It's really coupons to Sizzlers. Is there even a Sizzlers anymore?
No. Look,
just give us expired coupons.
The check is in the mail. My name is not Paul Heyman. I don't just put checks in the mail and tell you you're gonna get paid.
Hey, at least that would be better than nothing. It's just like even if you took like a little like what are those index cards and just wrote on it like check.
Yeah.
Put it in the mail, but you can't even be bothered to pay for postage. So.
I can't. No, I'm a broke bitch. But welcome to the show, guys. Right under Jimmy's beautiful face is the phone number for the studio. You can call in and yell at us and do whatever. But it's been a very eventful day for me today.
Yeah, it has. I heard. It's fun.
It is fun. I'm gonna say I'm gonna do all the shares and stuff like that, so people can see the show and it's happening and everything. And
hello, show. Hi, everyone.
Hello to
for the possible one person that's listening or watching right now.
There's one person watching.
I appreciate that. It's not one of your family members.
Probably. It could be Anna. It could be Lizzie. It could be
probably.
It could be my stalker.
Number one fan. Hey, dude, it's cool to have stalkers.
It is.
To a point. Like if they go swim fan on you, you got to watch out.
Yeah.
Like I had a stalker once. I had one stalker. She broke into my house.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was a girl that worked. It was a girl that worked for me, and I don't know. I guess I had made a comment to her that made her believe that I was kind of like down, and you
were not DTF.
I was not, as the kids say, DTF, with the little emoji, right? Emoticon.
I guess so.
The emoticon of what is that? It was an eggplant. I'm not that guy. And I was actually engaged to Becca at the time when this happened. So I'm really in I'm not looking anymore. Okay. Like I've hung up my boots.
Yeah.
And then she came to my house. I got done work and she was in my house. She was naked. And she was like, I got a surprise for you for when you came home from work. And I said, okay, first of all, I'm going to go into my bedroom and I'm going to change out of my work clothes. By the time I get out, you're going to have your clothes on and we're going to go outside and we are going to discuss boundaries. You broke into my house. And she said the door was unlocked. I said, that's irrelevant. I leave my door unlocked for a reason.
Yeah.
It's because all my friends took my key and they made copies of it. And then they would just move shit around the house. So I figured, but yeah, it was stalkers are fun, man. You should just steer into it for a little while.
Yeah.
And then file a restraining order.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just see where it goes. You dig crazy chicks. You go for the ride. Maybe not the ride because that's how you get herpes.
Or
the clap. Right? That's how they do it. Clap.
I'm pretty sure it's not what it is, but
I thought that's what happened when you got it. You just randomly just
no
stopped whatever you were doing. It's kind of like Tourette's, except it's just an involuntary
involuntary clap
sound that happens. Then everybody knows.
Yeah,
that's why.
Oh fuck, man, it's not the clap.
Well, a lot of people that suffer from the clap, they go to shows and stuff where it's encouraged.
Yeah,
So
you're saying that any concert I go to,
you could get the clap.
It could be.
There could be a contagion.
There very well might be. But yeah. So
eventful day for Lynn.
Eventful morning this morning. So I got a text this morning from my now former boss.
Where was it that you once were employed?
Let's see.
This most recent one.
I would happily say it out loud, but I know usually when we talk about your place of employment, we can't mention it on air.
Just because I still work there.
Exactly. So basically, what so right there, I'm gonna try to do what you do and kind of like drop a hint as to what it was.
Gotcha.
I'm
gonna guess.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is a game.
It was a direct competitor to where you work. That's nothing to do with Royal, but it was around long before the Royal Farms place was. And it's also open 24 hours a day.
Ah, I understand now. So it was. I'm gonna get 3 guesses here, and you're gonna tell me if I'm right. So it's in a direct competition to where I am currently gainfully employed.
Yes.
And which you are no longer gainfully employed. So just to clarify.
Yes.
So it was the Riviera.
Like, the Motor Inn on 73.
Yeah.
No,
the exotic.
The exotic cafe.
Yeah.
No,
that was you weren't a dancer.
That was not it.
That wasn't you last Wednesday night.
No.
That buy one get one half off lap dance special.
Absolutely not.
I mean, then I guess she was really hairy. Oops.
I'm not Sonny.
Oh, poor Sonny.
No, not
Well,
poor Sonny.
No. Like she's a miserable human being in a pile of dirt. However, the fall from grace.
Yes,
we used to have sunny days.
We did.
And now it's
we'll get to that in a second.
Cloudy. It's a cloudy day. She should change her name to Cloudy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the text line this morning. It was good morning, Hugh. By the way, he's my legal first name is Hugh.
His first name is Hugh.
This morning, all store managers received an email in regards to 7 University and the classes that are not finished. Unfortunately, I have to move you from the store due to your videos not being done. There's test videos we had to watch and whatnot. Technically, they needed to be done before you even got on the registers. Sorry for the bad news, and I wish you well in all your future endeavors.
Okay, all right, so wait a minute. So
I got legit future endeavor. Johnny
Laurinaitis. You got Laurinaitis.
Johnny Laurinaitis texted me this morning.
So you got 5 because again, like we discussed before.
Yeah.
Little like I don't know. Show magic here. We talk about certain things before the show happens. It's not all off the cuff. I'm pretty smart, but I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
I still don't know what an emoticon is, but
you clearly don't. I sent you one the other day in our text.
Well, that was.
And you thought I was laughing at you.
Well, that was a reading problem because I don't read.
No.
Period.
You can't read.
No, I can't. I went to Maple Shade High School, dude. Come on. but so you talked about it. So wait, you got fired from your job because you didn't watch videos.
Yeah, there was videos that had to be done
before
I even touched the register. They had to be done.
Before you touched a register,
which was information.
Now, have you worked at this place of employment before?
Years and years and years and years ago.
Weren't you like a manager at this place? If it's the same place I'm thinking of.
No.
Okay, so it's not. It's not. That other place.
I was never a manager of it. When I worked here, I was a manager of this store.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're thinking of Advanced, which is where I was.
So it's not a car parts store. No, it's like it's a store that it grants people the conveniences.
Yes.
Of stuff. So you had to watch some videos. And did you have to do this on your own time, or was this on the store's time?
It was on the store's time.
So
it was information that I was never given that it had to be done before I touched registers.
But did you make your own schedule?
No.
So then the store, just again, because full disclosure, like at my place of employment, I do this stuff.
You're gonna thumb up on Facebook.
I do training and I do hiring and I do firing. I'm like I said, I'm pretty much an expert. I've been firing people for 47 years.
Yeah.
Skip. But
that's an inside joke that everybody who watches Tom Segura will know exactly what the fuck we're doing.
But yeah, so I fired a lot of people. But I don't think that's legal.
Yeah, so I was informed the videos had to get done.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I was told the videos had to get done. When I was being interviewed, and so this is the whole thing. So when I got the call from the recruiter, because where I was working at previously, which was Advanced Auto, there was stuff happening there that was out of my control, and unfortunately also out of my boss's control, and also out of his boss's control. So
Advanced.
So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts that I didn't understand. So it was, I ended up getting this job offer, and with the recruiter, it was $18-19 an hour to start.
Okay.
So which was almost $2,500, almost $250 more than I was making
Yeah, you
where I was.
can't complain about that.
Went in for my interview. I'm starting at $17 an hour, which is only 50 cents more than I was making.
So they already
yeah
backed down off of that.
So, and then it was, if you do these videos, these 4 videos, it's 25 cents more
per video
in your check. And I was like, that's fine. So I did those 4. And
this wasn't a job, Lynn. This was a cult.
Yeah. So,
you were not even a cult. You were like in the big cults, like Catholicism.
Yeah. So
you were like,
so I did the videos, and then I found out later on down the road that the $18 an hour from those videos wouldn't hit me for 3 months.
Okay.
Which kind of aggravated me a little bit. And then from that point forward, I knew nothing about how I couldn't even touch a cash register until I did these videos.
Wait, I thought you said you did the videos.
Well, there was more than the 4 that I did.
Okay, so the other ones did not give you a monetary increase in value.
Correct.
So why would you watch them?
Exactly.
So wait, so was this optional? Did you watch these videos on your own time? Or?
I could, but I would get done work. I worked from 2 to 10.
And
when I got done work, I just want to go the hell to bed, and I wasn't getting paid sitting at home watching them.
Exactly.
Because it was a hourly thing. I could sit in the back but when you scheduling wise, when I get there at 2 o'clock, and then everybody leaves at 5, and it's only me and one other person. One person's out pumping gas. One person's in the store.
Okay, yeah.
So when one person's out doing gas, I can't go in the back of the store and watch these videos.
No.
Because there's no one to watch the front of the store. When I'm out doing gas, I can't watch the videos because there's.
So was there a training process? Did they go through like a set period of time? So like when we hire people, the first couple of weeks are training weeks where we get them back there, we make them watch their videos. We don't pay them an extra 15 cents an hour.
Well, no, there wasn't any of that, and the reason being is because I had experience working where you currently work.
Okay, but that's irrelevant.
I had managerial experience from where I went.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really a big training period. It was more or less a hands-on kind of thing. Here's the register. Here's the screen. Just touch the little buttons and see where everything is.
Yeah. And
then it was kind of, here you go.
But that's still on them, because if the videos are mandatory by their company policy, and I'm just saying this is like,
oh yeah,
a guy that has dealt with HR loves me. They don't. They hate my guts. I've been called a lot, but especially because
you piece of shit.
Because I would tell you,
piece of garbage.
I will tell you how I would have terminated you, because I've perfected the art of termination over the years. Like
now, real quick, before I go more into this, I must preface it with this: when I got hired, my boss had told me how infuriating it was for him when a former employee that was there before I even got got the phone call to work there, that he quit via text message, and how angry my boss was that he couldn't have the courtesy to call and inform him that he was quitting.
Is this a bigger, like a, not so much a chain, but is this like a bigger place?
Yes.
Okay. So are they franchised, or are they?
Some are franchised, some are corporate. Fuck, it's 7-Eleven. It was 7-Eleven.
That's what I was saying. You worked at 7-Eleven before. So
wait, but that was like 15 or so years ago. But
dude, to me that was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but
because I don't remember time. COVID happened.
But I can say that everything was the same computer wise. Everything was the same lottery wise. Everything was the same.
And that's fine.
The only difference was like the roller grill was now self-serve. That's the only difference from where I was. So I knew how to use the computers there already. I knew how to do the lottery already. So they didn't really need.
Why are you giving them excuses?
But they should.
They fired you.
But no, I'm saying I can because again I can understand why they were like, okay, you're good because you've done it before.
Yeah,
I can understand why it was okay. But then at the same token, it's not me forgetting to do these videos. It's them forgetting to tell me, oh, by the way, before they leave at 5 o'clock, go in the back and do these videos.
Not just that, but they have to give you the opportunity to do this. So again, like. That is something. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to fight it, you could.
It's not worth it.
It might not be worth it. I've never fired somebody for something that I failed to do before.
Real quick, everybody who's watching, I just want to show you just real quick picture, and this is why it's not worth it.
So this guy.
So we have the hot box in there with the wings and the boneless wings and pizza.
Okay, I thought
and,
that was going a completely different way.
and stuff like that.
I thought you were doing stuff like under sheets.
Yeah, I
and-
know. Yeah, but no. So no, it's a Dutch oven, sir. And
I don't speak Spanish.
so so every 4 hours you have to change out the wings and change out the stuff. Every 2 hours is the pizza.
Okay.
When I came in on Saturday,
From the Dutch oven, you have to change it out of the Dutch oven.
when I came in Saturday,
That's a Dutch rudder.
this is what I walked into.
I'm thinking of a double Dutch rudder.
I'll show everybody else this picture as well. This is what I walked into. That was boneless
Yummy.
wings that were
I
in
did
there for clearly well over 4 hours because there's lights on the
It's crispy.
on the back of it that let you know the timer's up.
There's lights on the back of the chicken.
No, on the back of the on the big box to keep
Okay,
it warm. You can
okay.
put a timer on 2
Okay.
hours, 4 hours,
I got.
and also there's supposed to be 8 on there, and there were only fucking 6.
Well, they probably got hungry.
So yeah, so that's what I walked into on not just once but multiple times. Where I come in at 2 o'clock, and the
Mhm.
cooler opening the store, hadn't done shit, and then I'm wiping everything off,
Yeah.
all the hot dogs, all the rollers, all the hot stuff, and remaking it all over again because they didn't. So it was just I left one headache
Mhm.
and went to another headache.
Well, it's just
And
they're just jobs in general, sir.
oh yeah, I know, but it's also, as you know, it's worse in the managerial side of things.
Yeah,
the headache is always
for
a
the
little
most part. Sometimes
bit a little bit
it
worse.
depends. It depends. When I'm firing people, it's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
I actually. So I've had people.
I can never fire anybody. I was never allowed to.
You know, not like. It's not like I'm.
I wasn't to be in the room though when it happened.
Did you ever see that TV show with
The Apprentice
with the crazy Dr. House?
Oh yeah.
I'm not like his buddy James Wilson, James Wilson, I remember now.
Yeah.
Who would like get thanked for telling people that they have cancer and they're gonna die. Like nobody ever thanked me for firing them.
Yeah.
But I feel like they came pretty close sometimes. Like they wanted to thank me.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
But I started off, like The Apprentice. Like I started off firing out of rage.
Yeah, just
I'd never have the lack of testicles to text somebody via text message to tell them that they are no longer employed, especially because it sounds like that's my fuck up. If I was the manager at that point,
Yeah.
I would be like, hey, you need to come in here and do these videos or I have to let you go.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you some time. But
It's my day off.
Yeah.
Just come in and sit in the back and watch the videos.
or anything.
That's the go-to.
But yeah, so
In 3 weeks.
that's insanity.
That was the amount of time that I was there for.
So that sounds like to me that they just didn't want to keep you on and they wanted to find an excuse.
They needed a reason.
But
That's fine.
yeah, so like
Keep the guys who have the
typically what I would do,
keep the guys who have the hot food in the box for 6 hours.
you got to keep the double Dutch runners going, man. Maybe you weren't down with the double Dutch. I don't know. You questioning people with having 6 chicken strips instead of 8. I don't know. Maybe they didn't like the way you did business.
Maybe not. I don't know.
But I would have. So I did the whole you fired thing.
Yeah.
I did that. I would fire people out of rage and anger. Like if they got mad, I would take it personally. Because it's a job, and I feel like I have weird abandonment issues when people quit on me. Like I fucking take it personally.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you fucking piece of shit. How could you leave me? One guy got another job working at Six Flags this summer, and I was like, I fucking hate you. You're leaving me. And he goes, I'm not leaving you, Jim. I was like, you're leaving me. And it's like something I still work on to this day. But the firing thing, I've gotten it. Like I lay it all out, and I never make it personal anymore. But what I do, what I do say to these people when I terminate them, because they know it's coming at that point. There's documentation.
Yeah.
I don't fire anybody, and like unless you slug a customer in the face,
Pretty much, yeah.
or I catch you stealing. But what actually, I do this one if I catch them stealing too. What I do tell them is I tell them I'm giving them a promotion. I say, you know what, Lynn, your performance over the last several months has been surprising, to say the least. And I think the best thing for everybody is to offer you a promotion. I'm going to promote you to customer.
yeah, that's
because truthfully, it is a promotion because then now you can, come in and say,
go fuck yourself
spit in your food, or I think my favorite one, the first time I ever got called into HR, was I was working an overnight, and this couple came in, and the one guy was very, very, very inebriated.
Oh, nice.
He was super wasted. And then his partner was not so inebriated. Very nice,
Yeah.
respectful, but we were out of meatballs. And Drunky McDrunks-a-lot wanted meatballs. And I said, they called the number. I said, I'm sorry, we're out of meatballs. And he goes, what do you mean I can't get my balls? I can't have my balls? And I said, no, I'm sorry, we're out of meatballs. You're telling me that I can't have balls in my mouth? Hand to God here, right? And I said, sir, no, I'm sorry. You can have no balls in your mouth tonight. Probably shouldn't have said that, but this guy's yelling. His partner came up and apologized and said, I'm so sorry, he's being a dick, and I'll get him out of here. I got a phone call the next day that said, well, a dick with no balls. So I got a phone call the next day and said I had to report to HR. I had to report to one of our offices, and they sat me down. And this guy called and said that I told him, and I quote, I'm sorry, we're out of those balls, but you can have these balls, right? You could take these effing balls, you effing derogatory term.
Fuck.
And now, granted, I curse like a fucking sailor. Okay.
Yeah.
Like it happens. But I would never say that to a customer. I laughed I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever heard. As I didn't say that, but I mean, damn, that would have been good.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I do the I'm promoting you to customer angle, which is how I would have terminated you as well, because you failed to watch the videos, so I have to promote you now to customer.
Yeah. We when I was at Advance, I had one of those emails sent to our district manager because we have the email and phone
give
number.
Him a good enough lube job
and the whole. Sir, I'm good.
That's a car joke.
I know what I'm doing with that stuff. I am single, so
that is a car joke.
So yeah, so he
checks his own dipstick frequently.
So we got one of those emails from a customer. I can't remember nowhere near as hilarious as yours.
It was nuts.
But this guy, he was asking for it was just me and one other person there, and he was we had a special going on, and it was 5 quarts of oil, a filter, and then this so some kind of cleaning thing for free.
Okay.
So when I rung it up for him, it didn't take off the thing automatically. So I just went and adjusted the price, and it was $39.99 plus tax, and he left, and he came back in again, very mad because when I changed the price, I took the oil off, or not the oil, the filter.
Okay.
But when he took the 5 quarts of oil jug and the extra thing, it still equaled $3.99 plus tax. Because that's how they work their specials with stuff like that. Math is
hard. I get it.
So he was furious because he paid for the thing. It was supposed to be for free.
That thing's free. I want it for free.
And I was like, sir, you got the oil. We didn't charge you for the filter.
You got that filter for free, man.
But he's like, no, but this was supposed to be for free, and it's supposed to be $39.99 special. I was like, yeah, but your price was still
$39.99.
the same.
This is how I had to work it.
And he was like, he's like, what would the price be for this stuff right here? I said $39.99. And it's like, and then you had this. He said, no, not with that, just with this. I said, yeah, $39.99 is what the cost would be for the special, and then this for free. So if
you're getting this for free.
So if I take the filter away, and you're still paying $39.99 for these two things, you're still paying the same price. You're getting the $12 filter for free, which in my opinion is much better than getting the $7 cleaning thing for free.
Hey man, that motherfucker missed Sesame Street, and that's why he doesn't know how to add.
And eventually my one coworker he put his 2 weeks notice in, and it was that last 3 days.
Oh, so he didn't give a fuck.
Where he was totally just totally checked
He didn't give a
out.
fuck.
And
Yeah.
he's like, and he was still calm. He's like, sir, you can leave. Because this dude was just berating the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to get out. So he left the store and the whole nine. And he asked for the phone number for our GM. And I was like, I'm not getting that to you. Because
You
I'm
can
not giving you my
contact-
boss's personal
No,
phone number.
absolutely not. You can contact the.
So there's an email right there. Email
You
our
can
district
do whatever
manager if
you
you
wanna
want.
do.
I don't care. So like 2 or 3 days later, it's that guy's last day of work.
Yeah.
And Nate calls me, and he's my GM of the store. He's about the email. And I was like, yeah, hold on a second. I was like, yo, Nick, come here. And so Nick came back, and I was like, yo, Nick, because you were here with me. Explain what the fuck happened with this piece of shit, with this oil special. And he just fucking went off on this dude. And he's like, no, Lynn did not say that. He did not say that. He didn't say that.
Well, good for Nick.
He
man.
said none of those things. This is what actually happened. And then I told him, get the fuck out of the store. And Nate looked at me. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. He did say verbatim, get the fuck out of my store.
Good.
Because he knew it was on his last 2-3
Yeah,
days.
but still good. At some point, that's the problem. I think working with public, they have
Because they
this,
suck.
They have this, and I hate to use the word entitlement, but there is like this weird thing that happens with working with the general public. You know,
Yeah, they feel they're owed.
it's you're coming to your business, and to an extent you're there, you're paying for a service, and
Yeah.
that's 100%. And you should expect good quality things, but also that mistakes happen. People have. I was working in Burlington City for about 3 months, and I was almost shot.
Oh, nice.
That was fun.
Yeah, sounds like a blast. Actually,
it would have been. It would have been a blast. Right to my face. I would have died. And then how would we do this great show with maybe one person watching? Are they still watching?
There's 2 watching.
Yes, nailed it. We just doubled our viewing audience.
Exactly.
What up?
Bingo.
It's actually just Lynn. He's on.
We're big in Switzerland. Don't forget.
We were big in Switzerland. We were when we were Powerbomb Radio.
Yeah.
Which I guess we should do some wrestling talk at some point.
That's what. Well, I have some stuff queued up here
because
we're going to talk first. We're going. I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
Your being shot in the face story. But yeah, I had that fantastic promo from last Wednesday queued up.
So full disclosure, like I kind of stopped watching wrestling because it's just, I don't know. It's not interesting anymore.
I stopped watching.
Well, WWE.
The WWE.
I know that their product got stale, but to go from that to AEW, like I've watched some AEW events. I think a lot of the in-ring work is hit or miss. I mean, you have a lot of high flying actions, that hybrid, cruiserweight. In
JR even said how dumb a lot of those high spots are.
Well, I'm not saying that they're dumb.
Well, no, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but he called out like not every match needs to have.
No, you don't need to have that
spot. Like those were, if you recall again, back when we were. I'm going to say a phrase I never thought I'd say, but back when we were younger.
When we were young.
And it was WCW, WWE, and ECW. A lot of those higher spots were reserved mostly for pay-per-views.
Yeah.
You didn't see Jeff Hardy jumping off a 25-foot ladder on a Raw.
No. Well.
When it first started happening. Now it's...
Oh, no. But again, the big problem that I have with the products the way it is now, and I'm sure, and there were some that I watched that were really cool, and it's a lot of the guys that they brought in, a lot of the newer talent that I've seen.
Yeah,
it's very spot heavy, and
for WWE or
for AEW as well. It's very like a lot of the younger, newer guys. It's very spot heavy, and that's a problem for me personally.
You have Darby Allin.
Some people like it.
You got the Young Bucks.
Oh no, there's still some brawlers.
You got
out
Omega.
there.
But I mean, for the high flying stuff, you have Darby Allin, you have all these high flying guys.
You take like
then you have the Blackpool Combat Club.
But you have like so for instance, WCW Cruiserweight Division.
Yeah,
when they came out, they were high flying. They were in your face action. It was a lot of lucha libre style, but it didn't feel like I was watching
back when Ray was still a junior.
Yes, when he was still a junior. But
he lost the junior weekend to WWE.
It didn't feel like I was watching a rehearsed ballet.
Yeah.
And it feels like what was the one that I watched? I watched one of the AEW events, the one with I think it might have was it Punk and who did he?
Hangman and Page,
I don't know.
or was it MJF?
It might have been MJF. It was Punk and it was him. I don't even know if I got that far into it. But there was some like, no, was this NXT? I don't remember, man.
Yeah,
because they all kind of blend now. But I was watching one of the products, and it was like a 4 or 5 way tag, 4 or 5 way like singles bout for some kind of title. It was a ladder match, and some dude came down in a rocket ship, but he was a hillbilly, and I didn't understand what was happening. I was very confused. I'm like, why the fuck is one of the Duck Dynasty bastards in a rocket ship? And what does this have to do with wrestling? I don't understand. I'm confused. I'm a little hurt. I'm intrigued, but I want to know. But you watch some of the spots, and like when they start doing their flips, and it's like they flip, and the one spot was they all missed their move. Was the spot like they all went for their high flying top rope spots, and they all missed.
Yeah,
and then they all hit them, and it looked like it was a choreographed dance. And some of these matches they do choreograph. And it kind of takes,
but it doesn't. Well, some when they are choreographed, if it's done well enough, it doesn't appear
and I'm saying
choreographed, and that's what they have to do.
That's fine, but then the problem comes when like something happened in the match with the
rocket ship,
with the hillbilly astronaut. It was like remember the Godwins?
Yes, I do.
Right, it was
Phineas and shit, I can't remember the other one's name.
They had like the slot bucket.
Yeah.
Right. Like this guy wasn't as bad as them, but it was like he could be their third cousin, which is really their brother.
Yeah.
Because it's how they work. I don't know. I don't know how to speak Italian, but yeah. So what happened? They were doing their spots and everything looked cool and all, but then somebody like missed their cue or something. Just fucked everything up, and it was just like they couldn't get back into it. When you take it from a perspective of even going as far early as the mid 2000 teens, like the teens of the 2000s, in WWE, you had guys they would call the matches in the ring, and then you have what was it? I watched Punk and he was in a dog collar with somebody.
That was MJF,
yeah. And then you see the MJF guy literally calling his spot loudly to Punk.
Well, so there was a video I was watching, and I'll send it to you.
And that's fine. John Cena couldn't call his spot to save his soul.
I think it was either WrestleMania or what culture wrestling. One of them, they did a 10 video, a top 10 wrestlers who called their spots too loud.
It's like John's kick out,
and Cena's like number 1 in the list. Like
he was God.
But like Triple H was on there, Taker was on there, and
they do things, and sometimes you're in that moment, you don't think about it.
You just don't know how loud you're talking.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
Well, especially like those rings are super mic now, but I don't know.
And you hear the crowd noise, and I guess when you're in the ring, you can't judge how loud it actually is. So you're trying to talk over
the crowd,
forgetting the mic,
safe.
You're forgetting the ring is mic'd.
But I think, and it comes back to again just WCW days. One of my favorite matches, and again because I've been watching that show Wrestling Bios, which I mean not a promo, but if
Jericho and Ralphus,
anybody who loves old school wrestling should go check out Wrestling Bios, the Reliving the Wars series. It's amazing. They go through every single Monday Night Raw and Monday Nitro. They're on like episode 102 right now. And it's amazing. It's made me remember a lot of stuff, and it kind of got me back into wrestling a little bit. But what I remember is the cruiserweights were coming into WCW in 2000 or 1996, 1995, 96.
Well, so like Ray, Psychosis.
Yeah, they had Juventud Guerrera,
Eddie.
You had Eddie, you had Chris Jericho.
Yeah, and Benoit.
Well, he was a cruiserweight,
not Benoit.
Benoit was a horseman.
Yeah,
and then he killed his family.
We don't talk about Benoit.
Who?
Exactly. Vacant.
Vacant. But so there was this high flyer guy named Prince Iakea.
Okay.
And he was supposed to. They kind of booked him like they booked Rocky Maivia, when he
Yeah.
first came out, they white meat babyface.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Super happy to see everybody. He was like this Hawaiian dude.
Yeah, so Prince Ali, babyface, got it.
But he did Prince Ali Babwa.
Yeah.
I don't speak Russian.
You don't speak
But
it.
so Ikea was slapping the ring because he was trying to do all this high flying stuff to get over and all this stuff.
COVID.
So what did they do? They put him with Regal, right? They put him with Steven Regal, and
the real man's man.
And it was probably Prince Ikea's best match because like every time he tried to do the high fly stuff, Regal just like put him on the ground. And this was 100% called in the ring. You knew Regal was calling this.
Yeah.
There was at one point, and this actually became his shtick for a little while when he was fighting a cruiserweight. Because he was the TV champ for a little while. So the cruiserweights were in that TV champ division. Ikea went up for a high spot off the top rope onto the ground, and he jumped, and Regal just walked out of the way. It wasn't like he was gonna pretend it, and it just happened. No, and he just moved. And I'm like, that's the greatest counter to any cruiserweight move of all. Just don't be there.
Yeah, just walk out of the way.
I mean, he's jumping at you. He's not Mario. He can't like change mid-direction, mid-flight. He doesn't have a double jump feature. He's not a video game. You just move out of the way.
Yeah.
Save yourself the headache, and it like taught him like, dude, slow down. Like the whole match, he's like in the rest hold. You know, he's going down to call something.
Arm bar.
But you could tell him like, I like the chin lock, because you get right up in there. But
the
chin lock.
Jericho's list. Move number 487. Arm bar.
But but again, a lot of this stuff, like I know what was his name? Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa.
Like he was one of those just pounders, you know. Yeah. And he was like a real wrestler. And
so before I forget, because I whether he's going to see the replay the show or not, and because I'm a fan of him and been a fan of him for a long time.
This is the MJF guy.
No. We've had him in the studio with us.
Oh, okay.
Buku times. Joe Gacy had yet another, in my opinion, absolute bomb of a match with Braun Breaker this past Saturday.
I don't know who Braun Breaker is.
Braun Breaker is Rick Steiner's nephew.
Okay.
And so he's the NXT champion, and Gacy has wrestled him twice now for the belt, and both times unfortunately came out in the losing end. But he really does seem.
Well, they found out that he was associated with us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like we can't give you the strap. Sorry.
So we heard that fucking show you're on.
He's like, you guys can slam our product,
and so
plus John Cena's not wrestling full time, so I have really no interest in watching.
So he but you can see that he's getting a push.
That's good.
Like he's there's something happening with him. And I really, really hope and really believe that within the next 6 months, you'll see him on the main roster.
Well, you'll see him on the main roster in 6 months, and then 6 months after that, they'll fire him just like they do with everybody else in NXT.
Fucking Bray
Except
Wyatt.
for Fergal Devitt.
I look. I'm still sour they fucking fired Wyatt.
I don't think they actually fired him. I think it's all in storyline.
It's all storyline.
Look, everything's a work, dude. The Benoit thing's a work.
So was this a work though?
Owen Hart's a work.
So was this a work as you brought that up?
Vinny Russo
on the greatest.
Can I see this because I haven't yet to actually watch the full promo.
I'm not sure. Not gonna play the full promo. I was playing that last few minutes of it, but I can turn this monitor,
and then we break the entire
this way.
Thing.
Can you see it?
I can see.
Okay.
Well, it's 7 minutes, dude. We got like an hour to kill.
Well, yeah, but I'm not playing it here.
We have nothing prepared.
I'll see if I can skip through it per se. But yeah, this is from AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday.
He's a heel, right?
And
everybody was handed a ticket except for me. See, I had to write my own.
MJF. It's been well known for the last couple of weeks, at least, that he's been unhappy with his place in the company. He's been unhappy with all the WWE guys that are coming in and the whole nine. So this is supposedly the uncensored version of the promo. Whether or not it is, I don't know. But there was...
Boy, do I have good penmanship because I created moment after moment after moment for this company, and I still get no respect.
Like he's the problem is that I think back on
that sounds like that kind of sounds like one of the Miz's promos from 2016.
Well, that's the thing. That's where I was leading towards throughout the whole promo until about 40 seconds left. But I think back with this promo, at least, I think back to the Joey Styles quitting Raw.
Well,
I think back to CM Punk's pipe bomb promo back in
Joey Styles.
Yeah, Joey Styles. Do you remember when Styles was commentating Raw for a brief period of time because they fired Jim Ross again?
Joey Styles.
ECW. Oh my God.
Oh, the dude with the glasses. Yeah.
And he cut that promo where he's like, Vince McMahon, he mocks God. He mocks God. It was probably the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, so, and then there was the Piper promo on TNA against Russo.
Well, according to Russo, that was a work.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
According to Piper
Piper
beforehand, it wasn't. But then again, Piper kept calling Owen and Brett his cousin, even though he found out, it was years where they thought that they were actually cousins.
Yeah.
And then, but later on, he found out, but Piper being Piper and, kayfabe is real in his mind. He thinks that Sergeant Slaughter actually defected to the Saudis at one point. Excuse me. He even kind of holds himself like the Miz.
I am not expected to hit home runs. I am expected to hit grand slams. And I do that shit on a weekly basis.
He's talking baseball there. I got that reference.
Call me an unprofessional piece of shit. I'm just curious. You're not the only problem. No, it's the boys in the back, too. Because the boys in the back all want my spot. Well, guess what? You want my spot, you can have it. Because I don't want to be here anymore.
Now, again, it all seems...
Let's talk about you fans, huh?
All seems
you
worky.
You people call yourself fans. You're not fans. You're uneducated marks.
And to throw the mark out is a great fourth wall.
I think Vince Russo actually wrote the speech for him. This sounds like a Vinny Russo speech. Just don't let him convince you to
because last time I
bungee
you guys
cord off
pretended
the
I sucked
rafters,
in the ring
please.
For a long time. And why is that? The best in the world. Because I'm the only.
Okay.
So
consistently take me for granted, but it's not just you. It's the big man in the back too.
I thought Cody went to WWE.
And if you don't believe me, do me a favor. Ask Stat Boy Tony in the back, see what he's got to say. But whatever you do, don't ask him to reach into his pockets and pay the man who's been busting his ass for him since day one.
Which is only like
no.
3 years.
Yeah.
Make sure he hoards all that money. Make sure he hoards all that money so he can give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in. That can't lace my goddamn boots.
I mean, maybe if you drew more.
Yeah, right?
That's what I would tell. You needed the next WWE guy to have a feud with you.
Well, they did with CM Punk.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a position of power in a rest.
So real quick, before I get to the last couple seconds of this promo of this work shoot, I'm thinking promo.
It's definitely a work shoot. It's definitely
towards the end is where I start to question it, but it shows how great MJF actually is, at least mic wise.
I mean,
like
if he's
in the ring, he's good, but on the mic at the beginning of this promo, everybody in that building was booing the shit out of him. And then by midway through, he has them all right in the palm of his hand.
Well, is he?
He's like,
is he a heel? Is he booked as a heel?
But he is, yeah.
Okay.
But he has them all in his hand. Like he's akin to not on the same level as, but akin to like a Rock or a Miz. Yeah. Like in regards to literally being able to control the emotions of the fans
to a point
by speaking the truth.
I mean, so one of the things is that his comment about the mark thing when he called the fans marks.
Yeah.
You know, especially AEW is an older crowd. They feel like they are a little more educated. They feel like they're more of a connoisseur of pro wrestling,
sports entertainment,
of pro wrestling, where grown men in leotards run around and hug each other.
Yeah.
and they do it all to the storyline of a telenovela. I've been watching a lot of Lucha Underground lately. It's so good. That in season 1, somebody dies, right? In storyline, like somebody dies, and in season 2, he comes back as a ghost. It's like, this is amazing. It's pro wrestling at its finest, and I love it. And I wish they never canceled it. I wish Conan kept his grubby hands off of it.
When the only position you should be assuming is behind the guardrail with all of them.
Tony, I'm assuming he's talking about Tony Khan.
I don't want to wait till 2024, but you don't listen to me. So allow me to make it a little bit easier for you. Tony, I want you to fire me. Tony, don't tell me down, you piece of shit. Shut your mouth. Look at me, Tony. Look at me. I want you to fire me. You fucking Mark. Fire me. Fire me.
And then the mic's cut, and then immediate commercial break.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing, and this is where the wrestling brain in me is starting to question whether or not it's a work. When they came back from the break, there was absolutely no conversation about it.
I'm sure.
He's and
was that how they closed the show?
No, that was the opening promo.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, so there's no mentioning of it at all for the remainder of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I know he no-showed a meet and greet on Saturday.
Okay.
Or Friday. I know that Discovery is pulling all ads that feature him. They pulled merch from his merch.
Discovery,
obviously,
what's Discovery?
The Discovery is one of the networks that runs they run streams for AEW.
Okay.
Like they're a secondary streamer for them, like Fuse and stuff like that.
Okay.
So they're pulling all ads. But here's where the idea that it's a work is still that a little bit in my head. He's bitching about the XWE guys. He's bitching about coming in and taking the spotlight and blah, 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 blah. The match that followed this was a match that featured 2 XWE guys. So if
Who
it is,
I don't know.
I can't remember who they were, but the fact that followed this promo is either A, unintentional, or it's B, it's genius booking.
Well, yeah.
To have him go out there and bitch about all the XWE guys coming in, getting all the money and blah, 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 blah.
And stuff,
And then once he's done, the next match features 2 XWE guys. If it's a work, which I think it is, because on this Wednesday that was big because Punk got injured. And he
broke a nail or something.
Yeah,
Right?
he broke his foot.
He broke a nail. Cody tore his pec and he was still wrestling.
My God, that was
American Nightmare.
That was absolutely insane.
I didn't watch the show, but I saw the picture.
Yeah,
but honestly, I feel like they doctored that up a little bit for him because I think it was one of those things where it wasn't as bad as they thought, and they just because they wouldn't let him work with a torn pec.
Well, from what the Meltzer was saying, and I hate Meltzer.
Well, a lot of people like him. I'm not a fan, but
and he was saying that with the torn pec, he literally couldn't do more damage to it because it was off the bone. So him going out and wrestling for 25 minutes wouldn't really do much more damage because it was already as damaged as it could be by tearing. It was because the whole pectoral was torn off the bone.
Yeah.
So he was like, "There's no more damage that he could have done."
No, but there are guidelines in a publicly traded company. Okay.
See, I'm not sure if because I did watch it live. And the way the photo looks and the way it looked live is very similar. And I was talking
Hey man, Amber Heard did a great makeup job too.
It's very true. I was by the way, fuck her too. I'm happy Johnny won that.
She won a little bit of money. She won just enough to pay her lawyers.
And the best part about it was the money that she won is even coming from his pocket.
No,
like it's his lawyer or his previous lawyer.
Yeah, the one that made the comment
that defamed her.
No, he'll pay for it. And Johnny got 15 mil. I know he was going for 50 mil. But,
yeah, and she came and she doesn't have enough money to pay him the $15 million.
But she doesn't have enough money to file an appeal.
OnlyFans, here she comes.
I mean, I would pay for it. She could wear that Mara costume. I got a thing for redheads.
Speaking,
but
Speaking of OnlyFans, people paying for things. We brought this up last week.
But real quick, so like just to go back to the thing.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like it's got to be a work shoot, right? It's got to be one of those because they wouldn't let you come out.
We know you're unhappy, and the fans know you're unhappy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send you out there to air.
Why he had a great match with Punk.
Literally,
he had a great storyline with Punk.
Oh yeah,
and
again, going back to how good he is, that promo he cut in that program with Punk about being the little Jewish kid, and the whole nine, and wanted to be a wrestler, and his idol was CM Punk, and this whole thing, and when Punk came out and he was asked, was that true, and he just left. I texted my buddy Alan about it, and I was like, that was probably, if that was not like a real, like emotional promo, that was all work. It's pure genius.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the next week, Punk calls him out again. He wants to give him a hug and apologize for the yada, 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 yada. And then they hug, and it's this big moment. And then MJF just shoos him right in the dick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you piece of shit. It really made me hate a heel for the first time in forever.
And that's the point. And that's why the Mark comment hits so close.
Yeah.
Because again, the people, especially
because we are. Let's be real.
First of all, anybody that thinks that they are not a Mark and they are a wrestling fan, you are lying to yourself.
Yes.
Okay. We are all Marks. You could be an educated Mark, but we again are watching a predetermined combat show.
Yeah.
With soap opera elements.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's not forget Mae Young gave birth to a hand, and Kane humped Kane humped a corpse.
I thought that was Triple H.
It was supposed to. I'm sorry.
It was Triple H.
And did you ever hear the story about that whole segment? It was an actual funeral home.
Yeah.
And there was a funeral happening in the next room over.
Yeah, I think Triple H actually.
And Vince was yelling from the "Go harder,
go harder, go harder, go harder," like Vince does. But no, so again, that's why that Mark comment is, because the second you go against the grain, you go against the establishment. Like this worked in WCW with NWO.
Yeah.
This worked in TNA with Aces and Eights. This worked in.
Let's be real though. Not every time WCW broke that fourth wall worked out very well for him.
Not.
Let's not forget tonight on Monday Night Raw, Mankind, formerly Mick Foley in WCW, is going to be the champion. That's going to put some butts in some seats, and then
he wasn't Mankind. He was Cactus Jack in WCW.
I'm sorry, and then 2.5 million people changed the channel.
But that's also not true.
Eric Bischoff killed WCW that night.
It wasn't just that. It was a lot of things leading up to that. The program was already starting to draw.
It was. It was bad.
But
Judy Bagwell on a pole.
But my favorite match of all time.
Was there a Viagra in a pole match too?
That was all Vince Russo. Vince Russo loved
anything on a pole match.
Those pole matches, they did them in WCW, they did them in WWF.
Yeah.
But the TNA thing, the Aces and Eights worked in TNA.
They did that reveal of Bully Ray being the leader of Aces and Eights.
Even the invasion of Hulk Hogan when he came in, and they had the whole swerve with Abyss, and you did the whole Joker Sting angle.
Yeah,
like TNA had some pretty great ideas. They just had really shitty execution.
That's very true.
WWE,
I did love Joker Sting.
WWE with the original Nexus.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When they tore the ring apart,
CM Punk and the pipe bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. You have when Taz went and shot on Scott Hall for no showing a TNA show.
It wasn't Taz. It was Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. Thank you. But like
with Kevin Nash in the ring with him.
CM Punk and the pipe bomb. It was
Scott Steiner doing math.
Well, math is hard, dude. I get it. but you have these promos, and they go out there and they tell you, say whatever you want. Like, what was it? Paul Heyman shooting on Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
At was it Madison Square Garden? Was it was it the Garden, or was it no? Was it the?
I can't remember where it was, but it was SmackDown.
It was the small. No, it was the small venue. It was the small.
Oh, the Hammerstein.
Because it was for like ECW one night only or something.
Well, I remember him shooting on Vince
because all the guys were up there and he was shooting on everybody.
He shot on JBL. The only reason that you were a champion for so long as they want to work on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
and hide your wives. It's Edge. Like it's probably one. Yeah. But the promo that he did on Vince.
Yeah.
Prior to Survivor Series during the invasion angle.
Yeah, and he ripped on Vince.
And he came out and there, I was actually watching the other night.
And Vince told him to shoot on him.
Yeah, and he had said that I was watching a shoot interview with Paul, where he was talking about that promo, and he had said that the Monday before was Mick Foley on Vince's personal jet when Mick was still the commissioner, and he was laying like heavy shit on Vince about the company and the whole nine, and Vince just started eating fruit, and that's when Foley said, "I'm quitting," and he walked off the plane and the whole nine.
Yeah.
And Vince just kind of took everything he said and was like, "Well, this is how we do things now, and I don't care what you say." And Michael Hayes is the one that because Vince wants someone to shoot on him, and he said Michael Hayes was turned to Vince and he goes, "You want somebody to shoot on you, Paul? You rip your asshole, yay, fucking what?"
Yeah, I saw that one.
And yeah, what he said in there was, "You made pro wrestling a dirty word," and that's what that was the main point of that promo. Was but people wanted wrestlers and you wanted sports entertainers, and the best part about the whole promo is when he talks shit on Taz. He's like, he made Taz a commentator. He's like, and not even a good one at that. He's like, he used to be the Samoan, the human suplex machine. Now he's just some big fat butterball over on commentary, and then Taz put him in the friggin' Taz mission, and he had said that when he was talking to Taz, and he goes, "Do you know the cue?" And he goes, "No." He's like, "Well, you'll know when I get to you."
When I get to you.
But yeah, that promo, and
but then this is the point. So he's a heel,
yeah,
and he's saying things that people are noticing because the fans are noticing that too. They have to notice that because that
it's on the dirt sheets.
But like even WCW noticed that when they started bringing in guys like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Lex Luger, They brought in all these.
Didn't Luger show up on the first Nitro in a mall?
He showed up on the first Nitro when they did it in the mall, which was brilliant because they didn't have to pay for the venue.
I know.
And nobody had to buy tickets because it was in a mall.
Yes.
So it just looked like it was a pack that was brilliant.
It
was brilliant. It was like, what was the one pay-per-view that they did with the motorcycles?
Hog Wild?
It was either Hog Wild or it was Sturgis. I don't remember which one it was, but it was when they did the whole motor. It was towards like the end of the good, and I use good
very loosely
with WCW. But it was like they did the show at the biker rally. And they didn't sell tickets because anybody that was at the biker rally. It must have been
Hog Wild. Like how I must have been from Sturgis. So it must have been like one of those on location shows.
They did like two of them there where they did.
The beach one, the very last Nitro.
Yeah.
There's no way they paid for it. There's a venue to pay for it. It was on a fucking beach.
No, they did the venue and it was brilliant. It's super saving money wise. But because you had to pay Hulk Hogan $1 billion. But
you had to pay the helicopter guy to drop Sting in from a couple hundred feet up in the air.
They used a different company than that one.
Who else did?
But,
Vince. Vince used a different company.
But so the idea behind it is that he's saying things that these fans are noticing that they're getting kind of fed up with. So he's naturally going to get them on their side. But he's not trying to transition into a bit because if he was actually legit trying to leave the company and do all this stuff, he would not care. He would want to go out with the fans and the support. So when he shows up in WWE, or he goes to
Control Your Narrative,
I don't know whatever
Impact or even the Indies,
Impact or what's the one that they have on like PlayStation. There's like a weird one. There's like a weird one. It's like MTV produced. I don't know. It's a weird show. I've seen it like twice. It was free, so I was like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
But if he goes to one of these places, he wants to carry that steam with the fans.
Yeah.
But by calling them all these smart fans, these smarks, calling them out and calling them a mark, it immediately turned them against him again.
Yeah. So
that's a brilliant idea to keep that heat, and that would be brilliant. And Tony Khan seems like a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to certain things. And, he used John Moxley. He used him going into rehab, and they put that on TV and they put that on display.
Yeah.
What they didn't say was that WWE fucking paid for it. Wellness policy, man, guaranteed for life.
Yep.
How Buff Bagwell is going to hang out with Diamond Dallas Page for a little while. But
DDP.
But it's like
speaking of angles that didn't work out the way the company wanted to.
What, Diamond Dallas Page?
Yeah.
On which one?
The stalker
The
angle.
stalker angle. That was so bad too because he was your guy. Him and Booker were like your two guys
Yeah.
from WCW that came over after the merger because all the big boys.
Because they couldn't afford.
Well,
They couldn't afford. There's a guarantee.
They had a guaranteed money. They could not afford to pay out the contracts.
Yeah.
So they could work out.
Yeah,
the contract.
Hogan and Nash and Hall and Flair and Goldberg and Sting.
They all sat home.
just
and they
sat home and
well, Sting didn't want to go to WCW or he didn't want to go to WWE.
Yeah.
But like Hogan and all them, they were gonna go. They were just getting more money, and they like Booker and DDP and all those guys that had guaranteed contracts that were still top guys.
Yeah.
Which was just literally Booker and Diamond Dallas Page. They took less money to come and just start working, and to bury DDP like that, it's a shame because he is the inventor of the greatest move in sports entertainment,
the diamond cutter,
surprise roll up. No, the most electrifying move in sports entertainment today is the surprise roll up. But no, the diamond cutter, the RKO. Now he was the originator of making a cutter a thing.
Yeah,
and it was brilliant because it was a move that he could hit on big guys.
Yes,
but yeah, it's very strange to me that I think the end of the promo.
Fucking mark
when they cut the mic off. I think that was kind of like Vince McMahon
cutting off Punk
when they cut off Punk at the end when he started talking about the Be a Star thing and and they didn't talk much about the pipe bomb for like the next week after.
It's very true. So on.
It's a work, man.
On Wednesday
I wouldn't
night,
put it past him. They take all his merchandise out. He shows all these events, and that's brilliant story. If they could do that,
Wednesday
that
night
would be like Eminem to rap music. Okay, that will be like Danny said.
Yeah,
that will be.
So Wednesday night, they're doing this big battle royal to determine who's going to face Moxley the same night.
Is Moxley the champ now?
No, but he's the number one contender.
Okay,
the title's vacant right now.
Gotcha.
Benoit has it, and
he has all the titles.
And so the big theory is, and I was telling everybody is that MJF he's going to win the battle royal. He's going to beat Moxley. Mm-hmm. He's going to go to Forbidden Door and win the AEW championship because it's not Punk never lost it. It was they're making an interim champion until Punk comes back. They did the same thing with the TNT championship when I think Cody Rhodes was out for a while.
Okay.
And they made an interim champion. And when he came back, whoever was the interim champion, they clashed to determine who the actual title champion was.
So kind of like
so MJF being the interim champion, and then having Punk come back from his injury, and then reigniting that feud between the two of them, and having him beat the ex-WWE guy to become the champion.
Yeah,
like that's the arm.
Punk won that match, right?
Yes, he won the match against Adam Page or Hangman Adam Page, but that is the championship match. But yeah, the matches with MJF.
Didn't he win the match with MJF?
I think he lost two of them.
The collar thing.
He lost two of them because they had matches leading up, but he won the collar match.
Yeah, that was a weird match.
Because Wardlow, or as I call him Warburg, because Warburg slid MJF's big fat diamond ring into the ring and gave it to Punk, and then Punk cracked him in the head with it. That's how he won.
He was a bloody mess in that match.
Of Punk,
and it's so weird to me because
he was bloody mess when they did that last promo before it.
But that was
when he shoot him in the dick, and then he beat the shit out of him. And he was just a bloody mess.
Was that it was definitely a blade job, but
oh yeah.
It's so funny to me.
The wrong spot though.
So that's TNT, right? Like that's producing
TBS.
Well, that's TNT.
Yes, TNT. Yeah.
TBS is the TMZ.
The TMZ.
TBS and TNT, they're like sister companies or whatever. And that's so weird because TBS was what you had Thunder on.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because Time Warner and AOL didn't want wrestling on their fucking shows. And maybe they just didn't want bad wrestling on their shows.
Yeah, maybe. Because I figured now for the back on TNT or TBS with either one, you have Paul White, you have Sting, you have Tony fucking Schiavone.
That's what I'm saying. You have WCW. This is WCW.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have this brilliant thing.
It's better WCW.
Because Cody Rhodes started AEW, right? Like he was one of the.
He's one of the EVPs. Yeah, it was him.
Like it was him.
It was Kenny Omega. It was the Young Bucks.
But like they put their own money in the start.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. So it's brilliant to me that Cody Rhodes is now back in the WWE and he's super over. Right. So.
Think he's a mole?
We were watching.
He's just gonna break down WWE from the inside.
It was WrestleMania that he came back, right?
Yeah.
we were watching WrestleMania, and it was the Seth Rollins match, and everyone was talking about it being Cody, and then he comes out with the American Nightmare gimmick.
Yeah.
And everybody's cheering for him, and it's like the loudest pop Cody Rhodes has probably ever had in his entire life.
Yes.
Right. And I'm sitting there and I go, this is amazing. And they go, what? I said, this motherfucker couldn't get over to save his soul the entire time that he was in the WWE.
Yeah.
Right. So what did he do to get himself over? He left, started his own fucking wrestling promotion, made it successful, then quit just to come back. He like started a wrestling promotion for wrestling fans and like gave the people what they wanted.
Yeah.
And the whole idea,
And it was like peace.
And the whole idea was to just get over in WWE. Like that would be brilliant. That needs to be a storyline. Like he went when they turn him heel eventually.
Yeah.
It's like he just went and started AEW and made it successful just so that people would like him here, but they still don't like me here. Just like you didn't like my brother and like you didn't like my father and you all suck. And, you know,
Like I thoroughly like there's no better person with the mind games right now like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is at WrestleMania. He came out to the Shield's music.
Yeah.
Came out in the Shield outfit, came out through the crowd. Like they all like they did when they
that wasn't WrestleMania, that was when he fought Reigns, right?
Yeah,
that was,
no, that was what was that SummerSlam?
I think it was whatever it was for the title.
One
right?
of the Rumble, you know, one of the pay-per-views.
And he came out and then
this past Sunday he came out in the black in the polka dots in the Dusty Rhodes outfit. And I'm like, yeah, this is
and see that's the thing, like that you have entertaining aspects of WWE. It's just I think WWE is now too big of a machine.
They are
to get it, which is why I think a lot of people are grabbing.
They got rid of Stephanie McMahon.
Well, they fired her husband.
Like I don't think was he actually let go?
They took fucking NXT from him. They made him do those shitty shows in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he had a fucking heart attack. And they're like, okay, while you're gone, no Hunter, we're going to change everything about NXT.
And then and we're going to take it away from you, and you're not going to be part of it anymore. And Vince decided that he's actually just going to,
and we're going to fire all of your friends.
We're going to put Vince's brain in the tube in the event that he dies, so that he can still run the company, because nobody can run the company. Because I'm sorry, NXT was Hunter's. It was his baby. Ground. It was his baby. It was his proving ground. And the big thing was that they couldn't get stars over in the main roster from NXT. But essentially, you made NXT a third brand when you put it on Fox and you put it.
But here's the thing with that point. They're over in NXT. You know what I mean? Like Ciampa was over in NXT. Gargano was over, and but you have them go over to the main roster, and Vince changes their name and changes their gimmick.
Changes their gimmicks even slightly.
And then like what's his name? LA Knight, who's was in NXT. He has a new name now. I gotta see if he debuted on SmackDown.
Was that big guy that they were hyping up?
I can't remember.
Isn't it like a football player or something that was at WrestleMania?
He was Eli Drake in TNA.
Okay.
But he's Max Dupree now on SmackDown.
And that's my point. And WWE,
like everybody knows him as LA Knight.
Yeah, but WWE does that in the event that they leave the company. They keep the name, they keep the gimmick.
Well, LA Knight was the name given to him in NXT. Like they already own that name.
But NXT owns it.
Yeah, but if he leaves the company, he can't use LA Knight because the WWE
and he can't use the other name either.
Yeah, and he can't use Eli Drake. So Max Dupree.
Max Dupree.
Was he fucking Rene Dupree's long lost cousin?
Renee? Oh, I miss Renee.
I'm watching older episodes of Raw on the network.
How are you getting the network?
I'm sorry, Peacock.
Yeah, I don't understand how they went to a bird. It's so weird to me. They were explaining it to me the first pay-per-view that we all watched again together, like in the middle of the pandemic, when WWE was just like, we're still on the network, and you can still get it
on the Thunderdome.
You can still get it if you live in a different country.
Yeah, but it's Peacock here in the U.S.
But I'm seriously thinking about just hooking up my VPN and saying that I live in like Venezuela or something, just so I can get the WWE Network for $9.99.
Yeah,
so I don't want to pay for Peacock, and they got rid of a bunch of episodes.
Well, it's the same price though. It's still $9.99.
Yeah, but they have cut content.
And they have. Oh yeah, they definitely have. So I was watching old episodes of Raw
on Peacock.
and I just got past the Guerrero episode, the big Guerrero tribute,
Okay.
and the more I'm like watching more episodes, like, are they going to cut the episode completely, or are we still going to see the Benoit episode, or they're just going to edit out everything about him? And
No,
just
they cut the whole episode, right?
Huh?
Did they cut the whole
I'm
episode?
not sure. 'Cause I can't remember how soon after
Well, because
Eddie that Benoit decided that he was going to, off his whole family.
allegedly.
Allegedly,
He never stood trial.
it was Kevin Sullivan. That's it.
But it's just sad to say. I mean, it's appalling. I mean, Chris Benoit was a great worker, and
He was.
He had a lot of issues, and it's
Yeah.
a shame. It is a shame, and it's deplorable that about what happened. But
we joke about it because it's how we get past shit.
but
It's all dark humor.
It's really not.
But it's such even now what 10 years later or something like that. 15?
But on the network, when they showed episodes with him, even in WCW,
yeah.
Each episode had a disclaimer in it.
Oh yeah.
Which kind of got over it, but I don't know if the Peacocks will.
I don't think they do because I watched episodes.
I know that they took away the DX. I know they took away the DX Nation of Domination skit.
Did they really?
Yeah, they took that off.
I mean, here's the thing. I get it. It was like it was poor taste when it was done.
Yes and no. If you're looking at it from a mindset of today's standard,
Yeah.
and you're looking at it from the mindset of what is happening in the world today and what we would deem as acceptable / not acceptable,
Yes.
it's deplorable. But if you look at it back from the mindset of
96,
1990, I think it was 97 or 98 was the Attitude Era when it really kicked off, because it didn't really kick off until after the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah.
So that was 97, which on Reliving the Wars, that's the next pay-per-view that's coming up.
Nice.
So look for that. And if WWE pulls them, he puts them up for free on Patreon. Yeah, they cut that episode. But if you're looking at it from that mindset of that period of time, you're not taking it in that way. You're not taking it as that kind of insult. You're taking it in a completely different tone. Now, again, with the benefit of hindsight, you look at it and you go, yeah, that probably shouldn't have done that shit.
Yeah.
But when you're there and you're in that moment and you're not thinking of it from those implications.
Oh yeah.
And
at the time it was hilarious. Ms. Ark Henry, below down, it was.
I think it's actually kind of infuriating that they feel the need that they have to cut that from that snapshot in time.
Yeah.
Like even Community, the TV show Community.
Yeah.
They took an episode. I think it's only available. I think the episode now is only available on Amazon, if you have like Amazon Prime. But on Hulu and on Netflix, they cut the original D&D episode out because the guy who played the Spanish teacher Chang dressed up as a dark elf when they were playing D&D, and he was a dark elf.
Yes,
and they cut the episode out.
Well, there's an episode of Scrubs, kind of they did the same thing. They didn't cut the whole episode; they cut certain scenes out where.
I would have been fine if they cut him out completely. Like that was a good episode.
Like where if they left the with the scenes out, it like the ending of the episode
probably didn't make sense.
Doesn't make it much sense if you never saw the full episode. Basically, it's a flashback scene where Turk and JD are going to a college party, and Turk is in whiteface and the whole nine, and then JD's in blackface. And then Turk sees some girl he likes, and he walks away. And when the sorority opens the door, and it's a bunch of big black dudes, and they see just this white guy in blackface, and the guy who's supposed to be there with him is nowhere to be seen. The joke is the fact that he wasn't there. So the joke of the costumes didn't make sense to these four dudes that open the door. And at the end of the episode, there's a scene where there's
oh man, I'm missing you too, Jeff. I'm missing you too, man.
Yeah, you're missing Jimmy, Jeff.
We're having some good some good conversation
We
here.
are. We're having a whole lot of fun.
We're talking wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. But I need this. I've had this
My
queued up.
my key keeps dropping out of my pocket.
I know. I heard
I have my store key. It's a big key. It's huge. It's like,
So I had this queued up.
maybe not huge. It's the appropriate size.
Yes.
It's an appropriate. It's a respectable length.
A nice base. Good girth.
Look at that. It's huge.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
a big key.
That is a big
right?
fucking key. Is StreamYard working for incoming videos? I have no idea. We can find out though.
I don't know. Are you? I guess he can hear us, right? I hope.
Yeah, he can hear us. Yeah,
Is he on the YouTubes?
I'm not sure, but I mean, we are on YouTube now.
It looks like a YouTube logo.
Yeah, we're on the YouTubes again.
We're on the tubes of you.
Yeah, we're on the tubes of you.
Send me the link.
I'm going to Jeff. Give me a second.
He doesn't know how to do this stuff. He only went to school for it.
Let me. This is a weird signal for the show. I was looking through my phone. There we go.
We got a like. Who liked us? Was that you, Jeff?
No, I think I'm not sure who that was. I'll tell you in a second.
Well, it wasn't me.
So I can see who it was.
I don't. I still have Facebook. I want to get rid of it though.
It's a weird thing that happened in the shows. I'm doing this. You should see me the other day or last week. We had David Howard Thornton from Terrifier, and
I thought
and I sent him the link to join us,
mm-hmm.
and he's in the waiting room. We can see him.
Mm-hmm.
We bring him on the show, and we can't fucking hear him.
Yeah.
But everybody could hear him. Like
they could hear him.
People watching the show could hear him, but we couldn't hear him.
People watching
on here, so we had to have him. We had to have him sit on the video call and then call the
studio
studio line
live.
He's sitting there on his phone.
Well, it's like what was that?
He's on.
And your audio is out, so apparently nobody can hear us.
What the fuck? How's the audio out? I didn't do anything. Was the audio in?
I hope it's probably nobody watched. Like, I mean, there's nobody else saying anything. There's only 2 people watching us.
Yeah, one on Twitch and one on YouTube's.
So, we're on the Twitch. We're on the Twitch VODs too.
Yeah, we're on Twitch. We're on YouTube.
Are we on OnlyFans?
We're on Facebook. We're not on OnlyFans.
We should get an OnlyFans site.
We should.
Do crush fantasies. but it's really just the pro wrestler crush.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Is the audio back, Jeff? Can you hear us?
Any chance you would want to bring home Rita's?
Oh, as from the wife?
Yeah.
So real quick,
she doesn't support me. Why would I want to bring her treats?
I wanted to play this.
What is this?
This is a clip.
Is that George W?
This is George W.
He's probably one of the greatest.
I don't know what I did, Jeff.
He's probably one of the greatest presidents of all time.
I literally didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything on the boards.
So you might have. Did I do it? I haven't touched anything.
I don't think so.
This isn't a touch screen, right? Like,
no, I don't think I did anything.
Maybe it's on the whole time and he's just trolling us.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. This is weird. Maybe it's just on the YouTubes. Anybody watching not on YouTube? If you're watching on Twitch, let me know if you can hear me. Por favor. That way
they
I
might
know.
Not have a keyboard. What if they're watching on the telly? Like I watch my.
Okay, you're fine. I didn't do anything. Okay, I guess we're back now. Fantastic. Anyway,
maybe we never.
So
left.
Yeah, this is
Or maybe he was just worried that we were getting called out. He was getting called out.
Yeah. Dude, I'm the only one watching. There's somebody. I don't know.
So there's 2 watchers.
There's 2 watchers. One on YouTube and one on Twitch.
He's both.
Yeah, you're both of them. But no, so this is the
George W.
This is George W. And he's
probably one of the greatest presidents of all time.
He makes a bit of.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because he made me think I could be president.
He it's Jeff just watching on Twitch and YouTube. What the fuck?
Well, we appreciate the views, man.
Yeah.
It made us feel good for about a half a second.
It did.
Somebody jumped in.
For the last hour and 20 minutes, it made us feel really good.
Somebody jumped in. There was a third watch, and then I guess there was no audio, so they left.
Must have left, bastards. Should've
Or they
waited.
saw it was me, and we were making Owen Hart and
Owen Hart and Benoit and blackface jokes.
No. I never did a black. That was you. You were
didn't do
talking about
black-
that Scrubs
I
episode.
didn't do a blackface joke. I was just saying you were talking about it.
I was
in
talking
the
about an
context.
obscure segment from the Attitude Era
Yes.
and an episode where he dressed up like a dark elf. I never implied. Okay, you put me in a court of law, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna Johnny Depp all over you.
God damn it. So this is
Support, man, support. We appreciate it. We miss you though. We wish you were here.
yes, we do. And now we got 3 again. It's probably Jeff again watching.
now he's watching.
He's
Somebody
watching-
created another YouTube
watching
account.
on the Verge page now. He has his phone and then 2 computers
Yep.
to give us 3 total viewers.
It's like one of those command center
Yeah.
Batman looking
It's-
things where it's a bunch of stuff. He can slide one image over to the other computer and just well, hello, whoever is out there.
Whoever's watching on the Facebooks now.
Damn straight. Yes, he is. He's
Yeah.
probably doing all 3.
He probably is. So
if
this
not,
is
then we appreciate you too.
this is probably and
What's the phone number? 8675309.
the phone number is at the very, very bottom of the screen.
If you want to call in, call our telephone number at
330.
856-330-4749. Again, that number is 856-330-4749.
Oh, hold on. I think he's calling in right now. Jeff, are you there? No.
And he hung up.
Oh, you bastard.
He's just gonna keep calling and hanging up, and the last like 30 minutes of the show is just gonna be him just trolling us. That would be. We lost the viewer
No.
again. Sad.
What the hell's going on? Are you there, sir?
Maybe if you learn how to answer the damn phone properly.
I did. I answered the phone. It went beep, 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 beep at me. Leave me
Look,
alone.
they didn't teach him phone skills at radio school. Okay.
You know I had to call in.
He just
I know.
like he's had a hard day. He got fired via text message
You know,
for not doing his training
work to be on
properly.
3 streams at once, okay?
That was you on 3 streams?
Yeah.
He's making
Dude.
sure they're all working.
Dude, we appreciate that. I mean, that's really cool of you.
He's
You know,
making-
got to show support somehow.
It makes me feel good because I didn't watch the show when you guys were on it.
You were in fucking
Anyway.
Sea Isle. you
I was
piece of shit.
Sea Isle getting a bunch of arcade machines. I broke they have like a new Avengers arcade machine where you put the money in and it's the coins, you push the coins and you got to get them in the circle.
Yeah.
I broke all 4 machines.
Did you really?
Yeah, the one I like emptied out twice and I wound up getting like 80,000 tickets or some shit. And they told me that I couldn't play it anymore. So I went and cleaned out their claw machines and gave them to all the children.
Nice.
So my wife said, my wife said, you can't just give these away to every kid that you see. I said, I have to.
Yeah.
And she's no, you can't do that because you're not going to have anything for Haley or Noah or Carter or Adeline. And
So let me just get this straight, Jimmy. So you're
Russian
stealing
elect-
tickets out of machines and giving them to strange kids. I want to make sure I understand this correctly.
okay, so for context, I'm at a children's arcade. All right.
Which is even weirder.
And
but
again-
go ahead.
And again, I need to preference this because the reason that I have to give it to the kids, I have to give them the stuffed animals that I
Court
want.
ordered?
No, not
It's
court ordered.
It's court ordered.
It's not court ordered. But she was like, you're not going to have anything for your nieces and nephews. I said, babe, I've literally cleaned out like 4 of these machines already. I'm going to have plenty of stuff to give to the nieces and nephews. I said, but if a kid looks at me as I'm pulling these things out of the machine and I don't give it to him, I'm a fucking monster. Okay. I'm a piece of shit because I'm a grown ass man. I'm in a children's arcade and I'm taking all their toys. Okay. So I have to give it to them. They don't even have to ask. And maybe one day when they're grown ass men playing in a children's arcade, they're going to remember that creepy dude that gave him the Cupid doll. Okay.
But you have to understand something. It's called teaching a life lesson. You can't have a kid. Too bad.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
But, again,
Then they'll
at the same
remember the
time-
creepy guy at the arcade.
Well, yeah, because then they're going to call the cops. They're going to say I touched them in inappropriate ways. And then me and Ian aren't going to be allowed to go to parks.
Well, of course you touched him inappropriately. You didn't give him the tickets, you bastard.
But that's it. I'm a monster. If you say no to a kid, like, you're a monster. I'm sorry. At an arcade, like, it's different if he's like, hey, can I get $20 too? No, go fuck yourself. Get a job. But no, if it's a little stuffed animal, who gives a shit? 50 cents a play.
God, I miss you, Jim.
Give a fuck. You know, I'm like, would you do that? And she goes, yeah. I said, see, you're a bitch. Like this is the reason we don't have kids, because you're a fucking monster. Our kids would be
And
like,
the
Mommy,
world appreciates that also.
our kids would be like, Mommy, I'm hungry. She's like, go get a fucking job and earn money. Like, you know, she's evil. She called me up because Hulu disconnected.
My God, that was. I
love my wife.
That's
I love
my wife.
I love my wife. All right, so what do you have queued? He's got George W. queued up here.
Yeah.
I don't understand what this is about.
So it was a
Is this an audio or a visual?
it's an audio thing.
Good, because not a lot of people can see your videos.
Yes.
I'm having trouble seeing your videos.
Yeah, so it's an audio thing. No, but he was.
Jeff, quick question: how would you have fired Lynn today?
How would I have fired Lynn?
He got fired today via text message. If you were watching.
Oh my God, I missed so fucking much.
Yes, you did.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he
got fired. Got fired via text today.
I told him how I fire all my people now whenever I have to fire somebody, because again, I've been firing people for 107 years.
So let me get this straight. You got fired from 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
via text message.
Via text message.
I didn't even know that people that worked at 7-Eleven could afford cell phones. Okay. I thought they paid you in corn dogs.
Passing hot dogs and cold pizza.
Right now, you are jobless.
Yes. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Maybe
No,
he's
free from an oppressive.
For self.
Wait, what happened?
I said maybe you should go down to the creepy store with the kids and steal the tickets for yourself.
What we're gonna do is we're starting him in OnlyFans. we're gonna start
and then send him a text and fire him from that too.
Yeah,
pretty much. We're gonna start an OnlyFans for Lynn, and it's gonna be Crush Fantasies, and it's just gonna be him showing pictures of the WWE legend Crush.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like you know, nude prints.
Yes. Yes. Free nude prints.
Free nude prints.
I miss Sarah, man. She was a blast to have on here.
She was good to work off of, man. That was funny.
So before I play this,
but seriously, I want to know how Jeff would have fired you, because I said that I would have used my line, which is I'm promoting you to customer.
I would have actually sent a cake to his house.
Oh my God.
With,
at least you tried.
With the words, guess what? Guess who doesn't have a job?
Got you this cake. Oh my God, that could be part of my sub business. I want to start making a business called Death Cakes.
Death Cakes?
Death Cakes, right? So it's you know how like they have like the cakes where you could do like reenact scenes from like Disney movies and shit. And I want to do one for like the goriest scenes in cinema. Like I want one that's just Scarface like putting his face in a bowl of Coke and then shooting a bunch of people up. I want the scene from The Lion King when Scar lets Mufasa drop.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I want
the cake from American Pie.
From American Pie. Oh, that's a pie, isn't it?
That is a pie.
But if it's a cake,
well, that'd be a pie.
You live in the scene.
Oh, yeah. So a cake with that scene on it.
On top.
Yeah.
But no, it's like it's got to be gruesome deaths, and we're gonna call it Death Cakes. And my niece actually was the reason that I figured this out, that this $1 billion idea, because she wanted a scene from I think it was Tangled, where the witch like stabs the guy, and you get his blood all over, and she wanted like the dead guy, and she wanted like red all over the place. And the mom was, Haley, why would you want this? She goes, so nobody else will eat it.
My God,
dude, she's 4. She's fucking smart.
It's brilliant.
Okay, and
so brilliant.
I think a lot of people would make this, and we could do the firing cakes along with Death Cakes. Like it could be like a subsidiary where you pay
a subsidiary,
like a subsidiary of Death Cakes. We have termination cakes.
But yes, before I play this, which one you brought up the OnlyFans thing, and it reminded me also I tell you about earlier.
Ronald McDonald is starting an OnlyFans for UNICEF.
No, so there are a bunch of former WWE people on OnlyFans. There's Scarlett Bordeaux's on there. Noelle Foley's on there. She's just started one. But Sunny was on there for the longest time. And there was a point in her OnlyFans tenure, and the only reason I know about this is because it was on every dirt sheet. Meltzer was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it. That if you paid a certain amount of money, you had the chance to fuck Sunny. And the amount, again, of those old school wrestling fans that would have been like, man, I'd do it. and then you look at her now, and you're like,
oh man, I'd still do
yeah.
it. You just hang her AOL picture up over top of her. It's like, just lay still, baby. I'll do the rest. We'll put this over you.
It's a picture with LOD
Yeah.
in that fucking flame bikini she used to wear.
Oh man.
But yeah, so this is the
Wasn't her name Tammy when she went to WCW? Didn't she use her real name?
I believe so. Yeah, Tammy Lynn Sitch, I think,
Yeah.
was it, which went at WCW.
All right,
and then-
let's go with George W.
And then she ruined Chris Cantino's career.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so this was from, I can't remember when it was from. It was from a week or so ago, and this is I'm playing it just because it's fucking hilarious. This is Bush talking about the invasion of Ukraine. Have you seen this clip yet or heard this clip, Jeff? Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
So he's talking about the invasion on Ukraine.
yeah, the invasion of Ukraine. So yeah, this
Gotcha.
is-
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine.
Whoops.
Yes.
This is what happens when you regurgitate.
That honestly should be Usher's Confessions should be playing in the background. If somebody could actually make that where they play that and just have Usher's Confessions going. It's Usher that sings Confession. I don't follow music.
No, it's shit. It's no, not Usher. It's it's R. Kelly.
Okay, so R. Kelly, I want R. Kelly's Confessions playing in the background of that.
In contrast,
I gotta see if this is the clip though.
Iraq. Anyway,
What did he say?
It's just
and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq. Anyway,
Iraq. At least he admits it. You know,
like that was the most casual, outing of I'm a war criminal.
Oh, he knew what he did.
Oh yeah, but it was just so great that he was just like of Iraq. I mean Ukraine, Iraq too.
Iraq too.
It's that was probably
You know,
it was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
I mean, like, come on.
Then again, you had Biden last week turn and shake the hand of somebody that wasn't even fucking there.
Well, Biden
Was my favorite again.
No. He was there, but in his mind, it's another dimension.
I thought. Wait, was John Cena with him?
No, it's well, no, like he said something and then he turned and just put his hand out, and there was nobody there.
Well, they missed their cue.
And then he looked behind him like, what the fuck? Where'd everybody go? And that's when I realized that in his head, he sees people that are there. They're the imaginary friends.
I don't know.
Those are
about
the voters that supposedly voted for him in one of the elections. Did you know that? So they have to be real.
They have to be. They're all.
'Cause he won, right? So
They're all
they
dead.
have to be
They're
real.
all. I see dead people.
They're all dead. They're great.
So I can't even see what freaking time it is.
Oh,
it's okay.
7:38.
So we have time to talk about this.
We've got billions and billions of times.
I found this earlier today.
Is it Tom Cruise?
It is,
saw
yes.
this at
The
Tom Cruise.
family of the Israeli writer whose article inspired the 1986 Tom Cruise movie Top Gun is suing the film, suing Paramount Pictures for copyright infringement over its sequel. They claim the studio did not have rights to the 1983 story Top Gun when it released the sequel Top Gun Maverick last month. So basically, they said that they're saying the rights of the story reverted back to the original holders in 2020, and they made the movie anyway without the rights to the story that
I didn't
inspired.
watch the movie. Did they make callbacks to the original?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but from what I've read about it and seen about it, there's a whole bunch of
Because
there's
that
callbacks.
was a bunch of the stuff.
There's Val Kilmer's in it, but he can't talk anymore because he had, I think, throat cancer. Jeff, Val Kilmer.
Well, actually, I've already seen it,
I know he's in it.
and he does talk. So I'm not spoiling it for you, but
Okay, well, so was it by chance shot before? Because I remember he did that documentary, I Am Val Kilmer, I think on Hulu or something like that. And when he talks, yes, he has put his
Got the trach.
the trach in his throat. So I'm not sure if this was filmed prior to the progression of his diagnosis, or was it did it look like that was the case, or was it possible like a CGIE voice technology that they used before?
Is that
No,
CGIE?
Because you have to understand, this was filmed in 2017, 2018.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it was filmed then, so it's before.
Actually,
it got worse.
May 2018 to April 2019. So they can take the copyright and shove it up their ass.
Honestly, they could.
It was made well before they even lost it, so they have no case.
Yeah, it says I'm trying to see. So seeking unspecified damages from the film studio, including profits from Top Gun Maverick. According to the lawsuit, Top Gun franchise would not have existed without the literary efforts and evocative prose and narrative of the story. Lawsuit said that in 2018, Jonas informed Paramount that its rights to the article would be terminated 2 years later, and the studio lost copyright for the piece in 2020. Much as Paramount wants to pretend otherwise, they made a sequel to Top Gun after they lost the copyright. These claims, Paramount said in a statement, these claims
It's
without
really
merit.
good, unbiased journalism.
We will defend ourselves vigorously.
They have no case.
Who is the? Oh, that's right. It was inspired. See, that's the thing. It's inspired by an article entitled "Top Gun."
Yes.
By this Ehud Jonas. Okay, and it was published in California Magazine. It's inspired by. It's not written for. It's not like they came out and says, "Hey, you wrote this movie." Okay, yeah, I wrote a movie inspired by this article, but doesn't mean you own the fucking movie. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
I mean, I guess it depends on if they did they purchase I guess they purchased the rights.
Yeah, they purchased the rights back in '83 or whatever it was, or
to
whatever
the article or to the title of the article.
I guess to the story. Like I guess it's I'm not sure. This article does give very little information as to what the actual story.
Again, it sounded like a very It sounded like a very unbiased journalist.
I like Paramount's just like, fuck you. They're like,
who says, let's face it, they made a film with an expired copyright.
Yeah,
so that sounds like a.
Yeah, Paramount said a statement, these claims without merit, and we will defend ourselves vigorously.
This is a news article that he wrote about a real place. So if you write about a real place, you get inspired by whether you buy the copyright to the article. Actually, you don't have to buy the copyright to the article. I don't even know why they're even saying that. You just go to the fucking place and just write a screenplay.
Pretty much.
So you can't say I own the copyright to Top Gun because you don't.
Yeah.
Maybe they own the copyright to the name Top Gun.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Guns is the article, but I guess it's one of those things where it's much, it's akin to the Vanilla Ice.
It's that tiny little ting.
Yes, it's a little ting. The Queen is din 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 din, and mine is din 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 din. Like that's why it's totally different.
It's tiny little ting. Rob Van Winkle, everyone. He also had the clap.
He's at the clap. He's a juggler, man.
Huh?
He's a juggler.
No, he's.
I'm going to look up this article while you guys are talking. I'm going to look this up. I want to.
What else?
I'm going to deep dive into this while you're doing that.
Yeah, deep dive into it, sir.
We're talking about your OnlyFans.
Go elbow deep in it.
I'm going to go balls deep.
Now that we're talking about your OnlyFans.
Yeah, we're talking. No, Sonny's OnlyFans.
What was it? No. So, oh God, there was something about you were talking. Oh, like copyrights. So that's what happened. My brain is slow, dude. There's been a lot of alcohol since COVID. I'd say I have a problem, but I don't go to meetings, so
yeah,
I don't have a problem until my problem is I don't have any.
DK, what we're going to say, because I was going to bring something else up, but continue what you're going to say, because it's off topic of what
Evil Dead.
It's off topic of the copyright thing, but on topic of alcohol.
On topic of Evil Dead. So copyright. So Evil Dead 2, the reason that they made Evil Dead 2 the way that they made Evil Dead 2 was because they did not have the copyright to Evil Dead 1. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, they did not have the copyright to. I was COVID bound for 10 days. I saw right before I got quarantined, I went and saw Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
And it just put me on a wild Raimi kick. So I just watched the entire Evil Dead franchise.
They're getting the game.
I don't know because it's all multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to do a multiplayer Ash versus the Evil Dead thing. I would love to play as Ash.
Well, if you have a PS4 or an Xbox, and myself and Jeff, get the game, we could, it wouldn't be 5 random ass people, but the 3 of us.
I steal my internet from a church. Okay.
That's even better. You get great Wi-Fi then.
Okay, I steal my internet from a church because the priest stole something from me during a yard sale, and I feel like I'm entitled.
The priest stole.
The priest stole. He stole a movie. He bought a bag. He bought like a purse to send back to the country that he's from, to like some girl in the country. He bought the purse, and he stole. It was what was it? Matthew Broderick and that Matthew Broderick movie. One of them. I don't know what it
Helps me out. Godzilla?
No,
The producers?
not Matthew Broderick. Who was the guy from Friends? The guy who played Chandler in Friends.
Matthew Perry?
Perry. I get all Matts look alike. But
It's like how Eric's with K's or dicks.
yeah, Eric's with K's are dicks. It's a proven fact. That's science.
You want to know how I know that?
Because the guy who texted you was Eric with a K.
Yeah. My boss
Yeah.
said it was Eric with a K.
It's science. Okay, it's built in their genetic code. It's like Becky with a Y, normal. Becky with an I is a hooker. Like it's a thing. And I apologize to anybody who's named Becky with an I.
It's not a hooker.
And please give me your OnlyFans. But no, so they didn't have the copyright for Evil Dead 2, so that's why they shot it the way that they did, with a recap. Essentially, for the first 15 minutes of the film was a recap of Evil Dead 1.
Yeah.
And then in Army of Darkness, again, they kind of had the same issue, right? And then you flash forward to Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
And they had the copyrights to the Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, but they did not have the copyright to Army of Darkness. So they had to kind of play around the Army of Darkness lore in Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Because I watched it all. I watched the whole series start to finish. Great fucking series.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of glad that they canceled it.
The fucking puppet.
Oh, that was so great. And didn't overstay its welcome. Like, if we had multiple episodes with the puppet, I might be a little weird.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad they canceled it the way that they did, because the way that it ended with, like, the Ash in the Mad Max.
Yeah.
I was like, no. Like, I enjoyed the story that they were telling. It's kind of like how the real ending of Ash Army of Darkness was him taking too many drops and he goes to the future.
Yeah.
He's like, I slept too long. That's the original ending of the film, and
Yeah.
that's the one Raimi. But I enjoyed the one that the studio forced him to put in, where he's back at S.
Yeah.
And he's,
Hail of the King, baby.
Yes, 100% all day, every day. Sometimes the studio is right. That ending was dumb.
Not all the time.
No, not all the time.
Sometimes.
Most of the time they're not. But in this instance, that ending sucked. This ending ruled. Okay.
Like, studios are wrong when they say things like, let's have Ben Affleck as Batman.
Hey, you leave Batfleck alone. Okay. He never got a chance to prove his merit in his own standalone film.
Oh, they're fine.
And
Fine.
I think he would have been really good.
How about a better one? How about let's make a almost 3-hour long Batman movie?
I enjoyed The Batman.
I enjoyed it too. But will I watch it again? I don't
really
think
good.
so.
Well, that's how I feel.
It was too damn long. I just know we didn't need another Batman origin story.
Yes, we did, because it wasn't a Batman origin
That's
story.
why we didn't get this.
This was
Well,
Batman.
I'm sorry, this is the year one.
This is
the
essentially
year
year
one
one
Batman.
told in year two. Probably because we didn't have the copyright to use the word year one.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably
Yeah,
to pay some person off who wrote an article.
but yeah, 3 hours was too long for a Batman movie. There was
No, do you know it was too long?
But once
fucking
the
Snyder cut was too long.
once the action kicked in, it breezed through. But there's a point in time I was watching with Anna, and we're watching it downstairs, and she had to go do something. She just paused it real quick. I said, okay, and I paused it, and we both looked at the time left, and I was like, there's still 2 fucking hours left in this movie.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt with the Snyder cut of Justice League. I watched that because everybody was like, "Oh man, it makes Justice League so much better." And don't get me wrong, I can never.
And it doesn't.
I can't watch.
Yes, it does.
I can't watch the Justice League.
The
right?
Justice League.
Yeah, I can't watch it anymore. Right?
Wait, the Justice League.
Yeah, Joss Whedon's Justice League.
Oh, okay. That's
The Justice League.
Joss ruined it.
Um,
Just like he ruined his career when he had to open his mouth.
and it was funny because I actually thought I enjoyed it the first time that I watched it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. So I bought it. I went and rewatched it, and I said, why? I said they should have given me fucking money to take this out of their store.
that was the Christmas. And I said, but why? Like that was.
I watched it and I was like, this is not as good as I remember it. And then I watched the Snyder Cut because everybody was like, oh my God, it's so much better. And I disagree. It's better than Justice League, but it is not. Whew. I get it. Like the man's been through a lot and, he's had some tragedies, but that was the most self-indulgent piece of drivel I've ever witnessed in my entire life. And I like The Room. Okay. When they had that scene.
Matter of fact, when I got in your car today, when you came to pick me, the first thing you said to me was,
"Oh, hi, Mark."
Hi, Mark.
I like The Room, and this was just so self-indulgent. I mean, the whole scene with Aquaman where he's like, "You're out of your mind, Bruce Wayne," and then that could have been fine the way that it was shot. And then they start singing to him hymns, like the Viking ladies. They all start singing,
and then
him.
the Ewoks come in,
and then
you see the AT-ATs.
No, and then they grab his sweater and he sniffs the sweater, and that was like 12 minutes of the film that they could have just left out. They don't need that. And every time Wonder Woman came on screen, it wasn't the it wasn't that blood pump. It was like, ah. Every time she came on screen, they could have Megadeth playing, right? And they're fighting, they're beating the shit out of Apocalypse. And then Wonder Woman comes on screen and you're just like, you're Megadeth and you're just like anything. It's rock, man. Ah. And then she comes on, it's like, ah, the choirs of angels. Every time she comes up on the screen, why? Why was that a directorial choice that you had to fucking make? That makes no sense.
Who the fuck got you started on the Justice League? Oh, I said fucking Batfleck sucked.
Batfleck. And you know what? They made him worse in the Snyder Cut. He was already bad in Justice League. Fuck Zack Snyder.
No, Jimmy.
I wasted. That was 4 hours.
Jimmy.
Do you know what I could do? Do you know how many times I got jerked off in 4 hours?
Jimmy, don't hold back, man. That's how you really feel. It's I
paused the movie to go smoke a cigarette after he was fucking serenaded away by the choir. And I was like, I can't fucking do this. And I'll never smoke a cigarette when I'm watching a movie. And I saw what I was in for. I was like, fuck. I actually went to the liquor store. I bought a bottle of scotch and a 12-pack of beer. And I came back. And my wife was like, rough day or something? I'm like, no, I got to get through this fucking movie. But yeah, it was much better than Justice League.
Okay.
Than the original Justice League.
The stuff wasn't.
I will never watch it again. Though you couldn't pay me if you told me that you would pay me $1,000 and you would get me a blowjob by any girl that I want or guy that I want. I don't care if you're like anybody you pick. They're gonna give you a blowjob. Do you watch Snyder Cut Justice League again? I'd say no.
What about $2,000 and a double cheeseburger?
No.
Okay.
Nothing. You couldn't pay me anything. You couldn't give me a double Dutch rudder in your hot box. You could not. Just no.
So Jeff, anything in the story about the Top Gun movie?
About the what?
About the Top Gun movie?
I'm sorry, man.
You're going to deep dive in this article.
I told you. I told you when you said to come back to the show. I'm like, I got a lot of fucking pent up rage, but there's been some bullshit in the last 2 years. Like I told you before, I even caught COVID in the time where it wasn't even good to get COVID. Right? There was like no simpy. I got no simpy.
No simpy.
Right? Nobody gave a shit. They were just like, "Oh, you got COVID." It was like 4 weeks ago. I got COVID, and they're just like, "Oh,
that sucks."
Here, good job, buddy. Like they had to clap.
It's. I can't remember what I was going to say before that. Oh, the alcohol thing.
Yeah.
But Jeff, was there anything more about this article that I couldn't find?
I just killed 20 minutes of time on a rant. You're welcome, America.
You did.
That's what I'm still trying to find. Like, I'm trying to find what the rules are when it comes to.
Oh, okay.
So what happened with the alcohol?
Oh yeah, so the
think
alcohol.
about a lot of the horror movies that are inspired by news articles. Like, do they get copyrights for them?
No, because no one bitches about them.
Because most horror movies are bad. Let's be real. It's my favorite genre.
Oh yeah.
Most of them suck.
Most of them are awful. Evil Dies Tonight. So
Lamageddon.
Lamageddon.
Velocipaster.
Hey, that's Oscar worthy.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah, I was watching an interview. You brought the alcohol thing. I was watching an interview with Ron White,
Mhm.
and I think he was on Rogan, and it was a clip I came across just scrolling through the videos on Facebook, and he quit drinking,
Good for him.
and I had no clue that he stopped drinking. So and he went in this whole thing that he did. I'm gonna fuck this up.
Probably,
I'm
but that's fine.
gonna mispronounce it completely. And if Jeff, if you know what I'm talking about, then correct me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But he did he went and did ayahuasca experience in like Costa Rica or something like that. Basically, a hallucinogen that they give you, and he basically tripped for like 12 hours, and it's basically supposed to help you figure out like any demons in your life and anything that's caused like the downward spiral that you've put yourself through. Because he said that his liver was starting to fail on him, his kidneys were starting to go because he drank so much.
Mhm.
And this was like 4 years ago, and he hasn't touched a single drop of alcohol
Good for him.
because of whatever the fuck went through his head with this ayahuasca thing. And he said there was somebody that was there that had to be tied to a tree because they were freaking out so much, like they thought they were going to hurt the people that were there.
Oh, you took
And
a
then-
hallucinogen.
And then, well, he said that he found out that she went through a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff she went through in her life.
The one that they tied to a tree.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
And he's like I can't say what it is, here because I talked to her, but he's like it was awful stuff that she went through in her life, and that was all that just coming through this experience.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's like once she came down, she was it was a totally different person. She was totally calm, and it's like weight lifted off once she came out of it. And he's like, I'm going back in 6 months to do it again.
Well, he quit drinking. He's got to do something.
Yeah,
at this
pretty
point.
much, yeah.
And it's interesting. That's interesting because it might also help get you through like the withdrawal symptoms too.
Yeah.
Like, it might be. That's cool though. That's very awesome for him. I'm very proud.
Yeah, so am I. And then Rogan was like, "What do you drink on stage now?" He's like, "Because he's known for having that glass of scotch on stage. He has a silver glass with him. He's like, there's no alcohol. He's like, it's not apple juice. He's like, but it's not alcohol. He's like, but I have to keep the image up of having the glass on there because that's when you go
that's his shtick.
When you go see him live, the first thing that lights up is the stool with the glass on it and the bottle. Yeah. He's like, so we took that away. Then it's taking away pretty much the entire stick of Ron White because he's been holding that glass in his hand for 40 years. It's since he was tater salad.
Ron tater salad White.
Yeah.
So Lynn, I just gotta say,
I gotta say,
this has been great coming back.
Has it?
It has been. I might even do it again.
Like next week?
Maybe.
Who
knows? You know me. I show up when I feel like.
I know. You're like the Undertaker of our show.
Until you pay me.
Yeah. So real quick, before I forget, because I didn't talk about it all today. Next week we actually have a guest on the show. I'm gonna pause this for a second. We're gonna rewind for a second. Thank you.
Oh, Lynn got fired.
I guess I'll have to be there next week.
Or next week, I mean, you know what I mean.
The guest is me. I am the guest.
Yeah. So no, it's not coming in studio, but Jeff, in the time between today and next Tuesday, if we could figure out the bugs with the StreamYard thing, is why we didn't get audio from David last week. We're trying to figure out why it was doing that. It'd be we can be awesome because next week. Now this isn't really a big celebrity guest. It's just something really cool to talk to. He's a local.
Oh wow! Just make them feel special while they're watching. Going, that motherfucker.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I'm not a big thing. Fuck your little podcast."
Well, I mean,
your two viewers. That's actually one watching from three different.
Yeah. But no, so he's not a big celebrity, big star, but he's kind of big in the local area here, which is why I want to bring him on. It's we were talking about him last week, Jeff, Nor'easter Nick. He's a local meteorologist, and he's he's the only weatherman I listen to now. Like he's the only.
We should try to get JoJo on here.
We should try to get JoJo on the show.
We should try to get JoJo on the show. He wants to start his own show. This could be a good springboard for him.
I know he does. We'll try and get him on here.
We should try to get him on.
Him is Joe Storitis.
We would need to definitely put a camera on him so that people can understand how he suffers.
It's very true. Yeah, it's a shame. It's an absolute shame. But yeah, so Roach Finesse will be in the show next week. It's going to be super cool. Just talk to him about, just
the weather
and just really anything. Really, he seems like
I don't believe that the weather is real. So.
He says it's not real, like pigeons.
No, pigeons are definitely not real. When the fuck have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
I know.
You never. They're all drones from the government.
This is the weirdest thing they were talking about over top of Sesame Street music. Have you seen a fucking
maybe
baby
I'll
pigeon?
actually play the video that I did at my.
And we're a dream
graduate.
that a baby is having. Okay, this is all just a big absinthe hallucination.
It's ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. We're doing peyote, and we're living in a dream.
Here, let's
world.
drop this down. Since you're on the phone, Jeff, what's the thing you're plugging again? What's this fancy new podcast that I haven't been on yet?
And probably never will after that comment.
He said fancy new podcast that he's never been on. He didn't knock it. I mean, he wants to be successful. That's why you're not on the show, Lynn.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So check out Cryptic Souls, Cryptic with a K, Souls with a Z.com for a brand new podcast I'm doing with a couple friends of mine. Not these two, but somebody else. That's
more talented.
Important. And we talk about everything from horror to horror. So check us out. You can find us everywhere. Spotify, whatever.
Nice.
I can see you, jackass.
I know you can. So you can follow us on the Twitter at VO at Virgin Radio. You can follow me on Twitter at Cirrhosis of Liver. You can write to Jimmy, Get Well Jimmy.
You can write me at Get Well Jimmy at what's your address? I'm gonna start.
And
please send all Get Well wishes.
Yes. That being said, guys,
any OnlyFans codes?
Yes. OnlyFans with just pictures of us holding
nude prints.
Yeah, free nude prints.
Free nude prints.
Or just fans.
Yes. Yeah, or yes, fans holding up just oscillating
Only fans. Holy shit, we can break the fucking internet. Yes, let's do it.
Copyright IP, fine.
Oh, yes. Damn. Well, I just got to stop you from writing an article.
Top Guns. All right, sir. Jeff, I'll see you next week. We'll play PUBG at some point in the week, being I'm not working anymore, so I have all the time in the world now. So
that is true.
But guys, have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you next week.
Have your dog spayed and neutered.
Bye-bye.
Bye.